Pay attention to the last food I'll mention, as it can significantly increase your uric acid levels. In this video, I'll share two lists. First, foods to avoid, those forbidden items that can further raise your uric acid levels. And second, foods that can reduce uric acid and help you control your levels. So pay close attention to both lists. These lists are equally important because it doesn't help if you know what to eat but not what to avoid. And the reverse is also true. It's pointless to just avoid foods without knowing the best ones to eat. In this video, I'll also discuss some myths and facts about uric acid. For example, do you think apple cider vinegar helps with uric acid or makes no difference? This is actually a major myth. Let's talk about uric acid, starting with a list of the best food that can help you, followed by foods you should avoid. Agreed? Do you know what the normal uric acid level is? What's considered elevated uric acid? Generally, we look at two different values. First value, for women, up to 6 milligrams per deciliter. Anything 6 or above would be considered high uric acid. You need to be careful. For men, this threshold is slightly higher. To be considered high uric acid, it must be above 7. And why does uric acid increase? Why does this happen? Why do some people have elevated uric acid while others don't? There are several reasons. The most common reason, the main cause, about 2/3 or 65%, stems from kidney problems. Weak kidneys or kidney failure. The kidneys can't filter out enough uric acid, resulting in increased uric acid levels in your blood. Other factors include genetic reasons, metabolism problems, and excessive consumption of certain foods I'll mention shortly. These can raise uric acid levels, causing what we call hyperuricemia. That means high uric acid in medical terminology. When uric acid levels rise, it can lead to various consequences for your body. The most well-known consequence is that uric acid crystals can deposit in your joints, causing what we call gouty arthritis or simply gout. It's a very painful condition where uric acid can accumulate in the fingers, especially in the feet, but also in the hands and elbows. So it's a very serious situation. But that's not all. Did you know that people with high uric acid have a greater risk of heart attacks and cardiovascular problems? That's why uric acid requires serious attention. You should know this list because it will surprise you. There are several points I'll mention that will definitely surprise you. Let's start with the list of the best options. What foods can help you control uric acid? The number one food, citrus fruits, and I want to give special attention to pineapple. Pineapple contains a substance called bromelain, and many studies have shown it can help with this issue. So besides not raising uric acid and being good for your health, it can help control high uric acid levels. I won't focus only on pineapple, because if you're diabetic, you can't eat much pineapple. So other citrus fruits like lemon, passion fruit, acerola. Some countries don't have acerola, but many do. So that's also an option, okay? Citrus fruits can help you, with special mention to pineapple, which has the most scientific studies due to bromelain. But doesn't fructose harm the liver? Doesn't it increase uric acid? And the answer is no. No one gets high uric acid from drinking fresh lemon juice, for example. Unless that lemon juice is from a box. I'm not talking about that. I mean natural juice. Or from eating passion fruit. Nobody becomes diabetic just because they ate pineapple. It's different. Fruits can actually help you. What's harmful is excess fructose and fructose syrup, which is industrialized and added to foods. I'll talk more about this later. But you can eat fruit quite freely. It can even help with your uric acid levels. The second food on our list for those with high uric acid that can help is milk, dairy products. Why? Milk is also a source of protein. It contains substances that can help you. Prefer skim milk and dairy derivatives like non-fat yogurt and leaner cheeses such as ricotta, okay? These foods can help you a lot because they're protein sources with beneficial substances and little fat. Now, if you're not watching your weight or cholesterol, drinking whole milk is fine too, okay? I just recommend giving preference to skim milk. This can help control uric acid levels. And now, many people are thinking, oh, but is it really that easy? Just drink milk and uric acid goes down? No, I'm not saying that. There are no miracles. To control uric acid, there are several things you need to do. Then you can better manage your uric acid levels. If only it were that easy, right? As if everyone could drink a glass of milk and have perfect uric acid levels. That's not how it works, okay? Let's not misunderstand this video, all right? There's no miracle cure for lowering uric acid. All those promises are false. False promises about lowering uric acid. Don't fall for that. We've already discussed this, so I'll add milk and dairy products to the list. But what if you're lactose intolerant? In that case, avoid milk and dairy with lactose. If you're sensitive and get diarrhea or vomit when drinking milk. But that's an exception, isn't it? For most people, milk will indeed be beneficial. Number 3, another food that helps control uric acid levels is eggs. Why? Eggs are a very interesting source of protein. And when I say eggs, I'm talking about the whole egg, both yolk and white. You don't need to remove the yolk, okay? The yolk contains good fats, B vitamins, nutrients for your brain and vision. So the yolk is nutritionally valuable while the white provides the proteins. Up to 2 eggs per day would be a healthy amount. Beyond that, it really depends. I know many people who go to the gym, especially bodybuilders. You've probably seen videos of celebrities eating 15 or 20 eggs a day. And yes, in those cases, they often remove the yolk. But those are extreme cases. You're not going to eat 20 eggs a day, right? So 1 or 2 eggs daily with both white and yolk is fine for your uric acid levels. But I heard eating eggs increases uric acid. The answer is that you need protein. If you cut out all protein, you'll become malnourished, lose muscle mass, and develop other problems. So the key here is balance, and eggs can help you achieve that. The same applies to chicken meat. Yes, it slightly raises uric acid, but you need nutrition. You'll see other protein sources increase it even more. I'll discuss the forbidden list. But eggs and chicken can help in this process, giving you the protein you need, okay? And they won't significantly increase uric acid levels. Excellent option here. I'll add eggs. Number 4 is dark green leafy vegetables like arugula and lettuce. These dark green leaves are sources of magnesium and zinc. Studies show that foods rich in magnesium and zinc can help control your uric acid levels. Copper can also help. These nutrient-rich foods have anti-inflammatory properties that support your body without raising uric acid levels. As you can see, there are many healthy foods that can help you. These foods are widely available and common. So the key here is knowledge. Dark green leafy vegetables. I'll also add other vegetables like eggplant, broccoli, and cauliflower. But special emphasis on dark green leaves for the magnesium and zinc I mentioned. Number 5 is red fruits like strawberries and cherries. Why? Because red fruits contain anthocyanin, which can help reduce uric acid levels. Okay, we've already talked about fructose. It's not this type of fructose that harms you. You can eat it. And red fruits can help you in this process. There's an interesting study on cherry juice, which could also help reduce uric acid levels. So, very interesting. Also, I said I was going to comment on the myths, right? There are 2 more items on the list of the best. But what about apple cider vinegar? I won't add it to the list here, but there's a suspicion that apple cider vinegar might help. Did I say suspicion? Because there's no scientific proof. That's why I'm not going to add it to the list. How does apple cider vinegar work? It's widely studied, and this suspicion is due to malic acid, so it may help. If you like it, add it to your diet, season salads with it, but no, there's no solid proof. However, there is this suspicion. Well, I really like it. I use apple cider vinegar every day. Another thing that helps, which I won't put on the list, but I want to mention, is liquid consumption. So 6 to 8 medium-sized glasses of water daily can also help. Studies found that people who drank this amount had lower uric acid levels. Of course, in some cases, your doctor might advise against drinking that much water. For instance, when kidneys are very weak, but these are specific situations, okay? If you have no medical restrictions, 6 to 8 medium glasses of water daily can help reduce our uric acid by increasing kidney excretion. And number 6, since I'm talking about beverages, there's also a very interesting study about coffee. 3 to 4 cups of coffee per day can help by increasing kidney excretion. What's that mean? It helps your kidneys eliminate more uric acid. Got it? It's important not to exceed 3 to 4 medium cups of coffee, 200 milliliters each, because beyond that you may face risks such as increased cardiac arrhythmias. 8 or more cups have been linked to higher risk, so 3 to 4 cups. Studies have shown this amount can actually benefit you. Interesting fact, did you know that? I'm talking about coffee without sugar, okay? If you currently drink coffee with sugar, start transitioning to unsweetened coffee. Decrease gradually. Use half the sugar for 1 week, then quarter, rather than quitting all at once. Don't quit suddenly or you'll really feel the effects. Got it? I prefer coffee without sugar. If you like espresso, you can have 3 to 4 shots, okay? That small dose has equivalent caffeine to drip coffee, the cup you make with a filter. A medium cup equals 1 espresso shot, and 3 to 4 shots can help you. If you like sweeteners and really miss sugar, you can use them. Natural sweeteners like stevia, xylitol, and erythritol don't raise uric acid and can actually help. They won't spike insulin despite internet myths. That's false. Sweeteners can help in this process, okay? They won't enhance your taste buds. That's all fake. There's no scientific evidence. Natural sweeteners can help you. If you like them, feel free to use them. I don't use them because I don't like them. So it's just a matter of taste, right? Everyone has their own preference. What sweetener do you use? Write it here in the comments. And number 7 is another great food for those with high uric acid, as they're also sources of good fats that can help your cholesterol. They also contain zinc, selenium, nutrients you need that can help with uric acid issues. These are nuts like walnuts, macadamia, and peanuts, which are cheaper in some regions. So if you have access, try peanuts, hazelnuts. These nuts can help you in this process. They're excellent and very tasty. I really like them. Just be careful with the quantity, right? Because even a small amount can provide many calories. If you're watching your weight, you need to pay attention here, okay? Brazil nuts and cashews are also very beneficial options. Now, which foods should you avoid that can significantly raise uric acid levels? This is a really important point. There's even a myth that says it's more important to focus on what not to eat, right? There's actually some truth to that. So pay close attention to these foods to avoid what we call forbidden foods. Sometimes I use the word forbidden, but it doesn't mean you can't have them once a year at a party. But it's my son's graduation dinner, I can't eat? Well, these foods shouldn't be part of your routine, but occasionally is fine. You see, the key here is balance, especially if you really enjoy something, but preferably avoid them. What are these 6 foods that can harm you by increasing your uric acid levels? The first foods that really increase it are organ meats like liver, kidneys, gizzards, and intestines. Organ meats generally cause significant increases in uric acid. They contain high amounts of purines, which cause your body to produce more uric acid. You need to be very careful. I want to specifically mention liver because many people think liver is extremely healthy, and the truth is that it is. It's very beneficial, a natural multivitamin as they call it, right? It helps with vitamin A levels and contains many nutrients, but if you have high uric acid, you should restrict liver and organ meat consumption. Heart meat too. In some regions, this is very popular, okay? If you have high uric acid, you should avoid organ meats in general. Got it? Or if your uric acid levels are borderline high. Sometimes by eating liver, you can exceed this limit and then have elevated uric acid levels. This happens quite often. I always ask, what about liver consumption? Oh, I eat lots of liver because it's extremely healthy. Then I check and their uric acid is high. You need to be careful, okay? Just because something is healthy doesn't mean you can consume it in all situations. You've seen this example with uric acid. Number 2, another food to avoid if you have high uric acid, which can raise levels further, is processed meats. So salami, copa, parma ham, turkey breast, regular ham too, and all processed meats. These meats with more preservatives. But I want to highlight processed meats specifically. Besides containing nitrates and nitrites, preservatives that when consumed 3 or more times weekly can increase colon cancer risk, they're worth avoiding if you have high uric acid, okay? Not just for those with high uric acid, I suggest avoiding processed meats, but especially if your uric acid levels are elevated. Also for those with high blood pressure due to the high sodium content, okay? Those managing blood pressure should avoid them too. Pay special attention to this. I know these foods taste good and are flavorful, right? I won't get into that aspect here. The issue is health and uric acid levels. Number 3 is alcoholic beverages. Probably the only one on this list you already knew about, right? Everyone says, I have high acid levels, so I need to stop drinking. That is indeed true. Before, beer was the only villain, but other alcoholic drinks like whiskey and vodka also greatly increase uric acid levels, okay? So if you're managing uric acid levels, it must be zero alcohol. Alcohol can increase levels further and make them uncontrollable. Trigger gout attacks, for example, by raising uric acid levels. You need to avoid alcoholic beverages. It's good for your health overall, but for the topic of this video, uric acid, you should definitely avoid it. And number 4 will surprise many people, so pay very close attention to this item here. Fatty fish and seafood. Did you know salmon can increase your uric acid levels? But it's supposed to be so healthy. Same thing I mentioned about liver. For those managing uric acid levels, it's worth switching your protein source, okay? And other foods like mussels, oysters, shrimp, crayfish, and lobster are worth avoiding. Did you know that? If you didn't know, your subscription to this channel was already worth it. And if you're already subscribed, it's worth hitting that notification bell. Just this one tip I shared could help many people with elevated uric acid levels. Because salmon and seafood are extremely healthy. Yes, that's true. However, they can raise uric acid levels. Food number 5 to avoid. I'll list game meats here, like red meats such as wild boar, ham. Did you know that elevated uric acid was once known as the disease of kings? Because they ate lots of game meat, drank alcohol, and consumed many organ meats. So game meats, especially red meats, right? If you eat a lot of red meat, you'll also have higher concentrations of purines. I'm going to highlight game meats specifically. And in the background here, all red meats, okay? They're not forbidden. We already discussed this earlier in the video. But if you have high uric acid and you're being careful, it's worth avoiding red meat and switching to white meat, eggs, chicken. It'll benefit your health. And food number 6, I'll include sugary drinks, sweetened beverages like boxed juice, drinks with fructose syrup or corn syrup, and inverted sugar. This is added sugar, the kind you put in coffee, for example, and in other foods. Brown sugar can also increase your uric acid levels. Sodas, all sweetened drinks, and foods with fructose syrup are extremely common. These can harm you and increase your uric acid levels.